The rain hammered against the windshield, each drop a tiny fist pounding on the glass. Thunder cracked so loud it felt like the sky was splitting open right above my car. And then silence. Not the good kind. The engine sputtered, coughed, and died. I was stranded. In the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, on a road that probably hadn't seen another car in hours. I was about to resign myself to a terrifying night in my dead car when a flicker of light caught my eye. Red and green, buzzing erratically through the downpour. A gas station. Hope, or something like it, surged through me. I grabbed my phone, no signal, of course, and sprinted through the blinding rain. The sign read 24-hour fuel, but the place looked like it had been closed since the 70s. Pushing the heavy glass door open, a small bell chimed, its sound swallowed by the storm. The air inside was thick and musty, smelling of old paper and dust. An ancient radio on the counter crackled with a phantom tune, a melody from a long-forgotten era. No one was at the counter. "Hello?" I called out, my voice sounding small and weak. Nothing. The shelves were a time capsule. Rows of candy bars and soda bottles with faded, peeling labels brands I hadn't seen since I was a kid looking at my parents' old photos. Everything was coated in a thick layer of dust, yet perfectly arranged, as if waiting for customers who never arrived. The place was unnervingly still, except for the rhythmic drumming of the rain and the crackle of the radio. I walked toward the large front window, peering out into the swirling darkness, hoping to see another pair of headlights. A flash of lightning illuminated the world outside, and for a split second, my blood ran cold. In the reflection on the glass, standing right behind me, were figures. A man in a drenched fedora, a woman in a vintage dress, a young boy clutching a toy car. I spun around, my heart hammering against my ribs. There was no one there. The store was as empty as before. Just me, the dusty relics, and the ghost of a song on the radio. My breath hitched. Was I losing my mind? Just then, the bell chimed again. A man stood in the doorway, silhouetted against the storm. He was tall, gaunt, and dripping wet, his old-fashioned attendant uniform plastered to his thin frame. He didn't say a word. His eyes, dark and hollow, met mine. A shiver that had nothing to do with the cold snaked down my spine. He simply raised a trembling, pale hand and pointed. Not towards the phone, not towards a toolbox, but to a dark, narrow hallway leading to a back room. Something deep inside screamed at me to run, to get back in the rain, to do anything but follow that silent, pointing finger. But my feet, as if disconnected from my brain, began to move. The hallway was short, ending at a closed door. My hand hesitated over the knob before I pushed it open. The room was small, lit by a single bare bulb swinging from the ceiling. The walls, they were covered in paper. I stepped closer. They were missing persons posters. Dozens of them, faded and curled at the edges, dating back decades. A man who vanished in '83, a family of 4 in '95, a college student in 2007, the one thing they all had in common? The location, last seen on Highway 71 during a thunderstorm. A wave of nausea hit me. Suddenly, the main lights flickered and died, plunging the entire station into absolute darkness. But the darkness wasn't total. Through the small window in the back room, I saw a familiar glow. The headlights of my car had switched on by themselves, their beams cutting through the rain and illuminating the room I was in. They cast a perfect, bright square of light on the wall of posters. And there, pinned right in the center, was a fresh one. The paper was still crisp, the ink stark and black. It was a picture of me taken from my driver's license. Underneath my smiling face, printed in bold letters, was my name. And below that, written in what looked like fresh red ink, was tonight's date. The headlights outside flickered once, then went out for good. The storm raged on.